On Tuesday, I was part of a consultation of young people in Croydon. The area was deeply affected by the riots earlier this month, and so it was important to hear what local young people had to say about their community. I wanted to learn what they thought was important to rebuilding the community and how to recreate trust among neighbours and the police. Most of the young people at the event agreed that they stayed out of trouble and helped their neighbours. They felt they had responsibility in their community. However, most of them also felt unsupported, unrecognised and had little say. They felt disillusioned for not being thanked for what they did. People felt safe where they lived, they had very positive views on public transport, and they felt safe in their own homes. The problem was more general, which was little access to training opportunities. The young people really believed they were in control of the choices they made, and so the rioters were also in control of the choices they made on the night they went out and caused destruction. There was a high regard for the quality of education in schools, but many still thought there should be a more varied curriculum, for example more vocational qualifications being available. People felt they were generally healthy and happy, but that they would prefer more community sporting events in their area, both bringing the community together and recognising the importance of wider health amongst the population. There was no consensus as to a single cause for the riots or what should be the punishment for those involved, but people expressed anger at the fact that some politicians and correspondents laid the blame on single parents. After this, I led a discussion on the police, their actions and any improvements that they could take away from controlling the public disorder we all witnessed 2 weeks ago. 3 key messages came out of that discussion. One was that people generally felt disillusioned for being targeted and profiled as young people. 2, that the police's force was disproportionate in terms of the actions they were dealing with. And 3, what they did was in some areas ineffective. I spoke to a 15-year-old youth counsellor who said he was looking out of the window and saw people gathering with electronics, and the police were unwilling to act when he rang them up. The police had to change their tactics over the first few days of the riots from public disorder control to dealing with criminality. However, we must understand that they had instructions to remain as they did, and I'm sure we all recognise how stretched they were, considering they needed an extra 10,000 within a few days of the riots beginning. This kind of activity, I think, is important to understand the riots and to prevent this kind of lawlessness from happening again.